Hi, I'm Jason McGlure.
And I'm Laura Cheney. Welcome to this edition of Let's Get Technical. Today, Jason and I are going to talk to you about the importance of sampling and how to get what you want on your particular project.
Anytime during this presentation, if you have any questions, please feel free to send them to letsgettech@hanoverpavers.com. Also, if you see any samples that you like, feel free to send those requests there as well. So, have you ever went and ordered something online that you liked? And when you received it, it wasn't quite what you expected. Now, obviously, this is just a funny exaggeration, but I think we all can relate to certain times where what we received was not what we expected. Now, normally in those situations, all you can do is either send it back or cast it off to the side and not think about it again. Here at Hanover, we actually use our sample process to identify these problems and also help you to overcome them to help you get what you want. So, what does our sample process look like from start to finish? You, an architect or designer, go on our website, look at all we have to offer, and it prompts a phone call to us. Immediately, we're going to ask you a ton of questions.
Lots of questions.
We're going to ask, what's the design intent? What's the intended use for the material? This gives us an idea of what direction to go. We can either go with material over structure, which are our pressed pavers, our pedestal systems, our porcelain, our granite.
Yeah. And then if your project is maybe on grade, there's some 4x8 pressed bricks, 12x12 pressed bricks. All these questions are going to help us determine what the right product for your project is.
Exactly. I like to say that we have so much to offer. We're almost kind of like the Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory of the architecture industry. You could disagree with that, but it's irrelevant. So after we take all that information, we're going to go from the products and then get into our colors. This is just a small snapshot of our pressed paver colors. This is going to give you our 8 standard colors and then also a small snapshot of our custom colors. This is called an architectural sample box. Now, we'll use this to help you to kind of figure out what direction you want to go in terms of colors. You might not necessarily know what direction you want to go. You could say, I like this color, but I kind of want to change some of the aggregate. I like this color, but I might want to change some of the background colors. What do we do then? We have a library of over 3,000 custom colors to choose from. We would first go to those resources, and then if we don't have what you look for, then what do we do then?
Well, this really isn't the end of the line. So if you follow me, we're going to talk a little bit about the customization abilities that we have. So in this particular case, the designer had taken a look at a particular color. She wasn't quite happy with it and wanted to change that up a little bit. This is a great example of where we played with some aggregate. We changed the texture. We worked with the pigment, the background color, until we found exactly what she wanted for her particular project. Now, in the meantime, we created this great range of custom colors that other people can use on their projects.
Now, let's say, for instance, you have 12x12 pressed pavers on structure, and you like that color, but you also have 4x8 pressed bricks, on grade. What do you do then?
That's a great question. That's absolutely something that we can work with. So grab that pressed paver sample there, and we'll take a walk over here and we'll find the corresponding pressed brick. So here's an example of a B9-2076 pressed brick with a Tudor finish next to the pressed paver in a Matrix 2076. They look a little bit different, and that's to be expected. The pressed paver is a wet slurry mix, and the pressed brick is a semi-dry mix. It's a different manufacturing process and yields a slightly different product. But they absolutely work well together and can be used in conjunction with each other on the project. A good way to identify the two different materials of pressed paver, being a 12x12 in size up to a 24x48, is going to be identified with an M designation. So for example, this one is an M2076. A pressed brick product is going to be labeled with a B9 color. So B9-2076.
And how long does it typically take to produce a custom color for us?
Not too long, usually about 7 to 10 business days. So we try to turn it around as quickly as we can for you.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah. So where is this important? We will often get times we'll see a copy of a specification where a designer has picked and they've fallen in love with a pressed paver color. The specification comes in and now we see a pressed paver color, maybe an M designation, but specified with a pressed brick size. That's going to prompt us to call the designer and ask a couple more questions. Is it the color that you're truly trying to get or the size that's appropriate for the project? Which one is it that you're trying to achieve?
Yeah.
So this is also important where you have a project where you're expanding on the project. Our project is rolling out in phases. So we'll send samples to the contractor to match existing, get the call back and say, the contractor might say it doesn't match exactly. Again, that's to be expected. Those pavers have been out, they've been exposed to the elements and exposed to Mother Nature. So that's going to impact the color a little bit. Yeah. A great example of this, Jason, is our asphalt block color or product. When we manufacture that asphalt block color, it has that dark black color to it, the background color. We recommend that you put that outside, be exposed to the elements, and has a chance to oxidize. It's just like when they pave the roadway out in front of your house. The first day it's dark black, shiny. What happens to it after a couple of days?
It oxidizes.
It oxidizes, the color changes. So anytime you request an asphalt block sample, we're going to recommend that you put that outside for a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, really let it get a true representation of what you expect with that asphalt block color. Yeah. So now you've selected your product, your subcontractor's been awarded, it's submittal time.
So when it comes to submittal time, your sub is going to contact us. We're going to send them data sheets. We're going to send them more information in terms of the specification. But again, more importantly, we're going to send them more samples. We want to make sure that what we're quoting them and what they're preparing to order is exactly what's on the specification. One of the really important things about our samples is the labeling process. When your sub receives their sample, it's going to be labeled to show the product. It's going to be labeled to show the finish, to show the bevel, to show the SRI value, the recycled content, because we want to make sure exactly what you want is what they are receiving. This is going to be very helpful for us.
Yes.
Once we've got all that taken care of, the next step for us is going to be our mod panels. Up until this point, let's say if it's pressed pavers, all the samples that have been received have been 4x4s. But let's say what you're specifying is a 24x48 pressed paver. We're going to actually work with your contractor as professional courtesy to give them a small square foot area of the actual size paver. This is going to give you a true representation of what the material looks like, the finish, the color, the texture.
How those joints match up, what the edge condition looks like together, how all those products marry one another and look like out in the field. A nice true representation.
Absolutely, to kind of show you exactly what it is before a large order is placed for the material.
So here at Hanover, we take pride in the ability to adapt to individual project needs. We ask you to challenge us. As you can see, we've developed over 3,000 custom colors, but we didn't do this alone. It was with the help of designers and everybody's imagination. So really challenge us. Maybe you could be color 4,000, who knows? So if we've blown your mind with our huge library of custom colors, join us in 2 weeks as Alex and Marisa walk you through specialty products. They're going to talk to you about water jet cutting, drainage pavers, all kinds of exciting stuff.
That's cool.
Again, if you saw something you like, send us an email, letsgettech@hanoverpavers.com.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks.